Trying to look up a background, the info on the bump, so I guess I will polish it later. You guys all know that Adult Swim sign off bumper, The Dawn is Your Enemy? Well, the reason why they don't show it anymore is that last day the bump was used as a sign off instead of the normal running time estimated. 9 seconds. It ran for an extended period of the time where automatic services were overtaken by manual operation. All we know is that sound shook our childhoods for teen years, and it resonated metal, the rumbles and the sounds of metal scraping against metal. Feel free to look it up if you're a bit rusty. Now look at the radio cut. It doesn't sound complete. It's not finished, it's not over. The producers of ASCN were purposely cutting off the rest of the sound, and for a good reason. The rest of it followed exactly the reason why you'll never see this bumper on air again. Now, once again, you supposedly run it for about good 9 seconds, although this is a rough transcript for the original audio, resonating metal, followed by a rumble, that followed by a scraping metal and other rumble. The end bumper, so you could just put it together with what? Nothing rings a bell, right? Exactly. This part that gives the utilized effectively to scare off children who have still turned to Adult Swim. It gives adults goosebumps because it's that good. It's closely revived with the Hammer Clinks and the William Street reproduction of Cardiff Nightmare Fuel. Now, getting back on topic. Usually, Cartoon Network employee would enter the control room and left by Adult Swim crew member to take over for today. It wasn't quite the case that day. However, the usual man scheduled to cue assigned it on as a programming for CN or for something that did not start up the day's schedule. No one knows as if this was done purposely, whatever it was not a contract that was terminated, or this was at least the problems that the CN had at the time. What followed was a commotion of 9 seconds that extended to 2-minute broadcasts for some of the most horrifying audio ever to be seen on public television. The metal continued to resonate, and scraping continued. Slowly and uncontrollable, sobbing came more clear, but not the person was crying, but the multitude of people were screaming and yelling. Now, as the metal scraped and the screaming grew louder, you could soon hear the slicing of flesh and the grinding of bones and gushing blood and guttural death rattles of people dying. Then you could hear. But all across the United States, millions of children and adults were being exposed to what at the sound like a barbaric mass murder. People were calling out all across the country, crying or screaming and begging for it to be turned off. Something like this kept their eyes attached to the screen and kept them from listening into the broadcast. People assumed that the control room was finally got into and the bump was eventually shut down, ending a traumatic experience that no one could undoubtedly forget. In the last few moments, the eviscerating of the metal grew into an unbearable volume. The channel had been showed peeking the sun wrinkling at the viewer, and then the channel cuts to the bars and tones. Now, how was Cartoon Network able to cover this up? No one really knows their exact tactic to this day. Multiple theories have been brought off of it, ranging from a preemptive cease and desist to possible new articles submitted by Hypnosis over the viewer weeks. All while the public evidence does not really know officially exist, Cartoon Network still officials acknowledged of hijacking the channels frequently on the past day, but wouldn't go into further detail. All late morning bumps, including the TDEIYE, were replaced with the corresponding ones from 1:30 a.m. time slot. Word is, though, however, somewhere hidden in the Onion site, accessible via Tor, is recording of the bump being played in the morning. The question that's asked amongst others of the remember how this Cartoon Network's audio got in the first place. And that, my little pretties, was The Dawn is Your Enemy, a Adult Swim creepypasta. My final thoughts on the story? Wow, this is actually a pretty good pasta, I'm definitely gonna say. This is actually a really well-made creepypasta. I kind of remember, narrating this back, I think, in 2019. I think I remember I kind of did narrate this, but I can't really remember because it's been quite a while since I last sat there and, narrated this. So I'm going to go ahead and, explain what my final thoughts on. I actually found this story to be rather amazing, well done, and made. I actually love how this story went out. It's just really good and really well made. So this is actually really awesome. Like, it's based on the actual, bumper or something. This was originally going to be, played for Adult Swim, but people, saying, oh, there's spooky sounds or something like that. Now, take it by the fact that this is, like, not completely out of the ordinary for Adult Swim to sit there and do that. Even though I don't watch TV very much anymore, I still find this story to be rather enjoyable. It was very well made, very well detailed, and I do like the grammar was really good in the story. That's definitely say. I love how the grammar was portrayed out in this story. It's really good and well made. Now, I could definitely say this is actually pretty believable. Like, I could actually picture this being the case. I don't even know if it's actually true, but by the looks of it, it might be actually true. It's pretty interesting. So I could definitely say that this story was actually pretty awesome in a matter of ways. So I could definitely say I really do like how the story went out. It was flat out amazing. I just really, 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 really like how the whole concept itself went out. It was just really good. So I could actually say this pasta is actually based on the Adult Swim bump. Well, it kind of is like that, but it's a pretty good story. I'm just gonna say right now that the Dawn is Your Enemy creepypasta is actually a pretty good creepypasta. Now, I'm gonna say I have seen, like, tons of narrations of this, this story. I've seen tons of narrations of it, and they actually say it's a pretty good story. So, I gotta say, this story is actually pretty good. So, I'm definitely saying it's a really great pasta. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's actually really well made in detail. I actually do appreciate that the story was pretty amazing. So I could definitely say that I actually found this story to be rather enjoyable. And I could definitely say it's a popular creepypasta on, I'm seeing a bunch of narrations of this story, and a lot of people say the narrations of this story is actually pretty good. So with that being the case, I actually found this story to be rather enjoyable. It's believable. I could definitely say that the author put his or her time and effort into making it believable. So I could actually picture this being the case. So for those who have watched Adult Swim in the past, probably will remember and know about, what Adult Swim nearly is. So yeah, I definitely have to say, it's a pretty good story. It's really well made and detailed. It's very good. It's amazing. I just love this story. Like, holy crap, people. I've been wanting to narrate this again for the long time, and I finally have the chance to sit there and narrate this story again, because I just love this story. It's a really good story. Now, I could definitely say that I kind of remember Shadow narrating this back on his old channel before it was terminated. I wonder if he's going to re-narrate this, because I really hope he does narrate this, though. I really hope Shadow does narrate this again, because this is actually a really good story. It's like a really well-made story. I really hope he narrates this again, because this was an amazing story and really well made. So that's definitely something that I'm gonna say, that this story was actually pretty good in a matter of way. Okay. I guess I kind of, already went ahead and, explained what I liked about it. Is there anything I didn't really like or care about? Well, I can't really say I have anything negative to say about this story. I can't say I have anything negative about it. I just actually found this story to be quite enjoyable and amazing. So, that I'm definitely saying it's a pretty good story. So, if you guys happen to, want to find a good story, I highly recommend you check out this story. This is a pretty good story. Now, to the author, you did a really awesome job with this story. You did awesome. So, since I don't know who the original author is, I'm just going to leave it as anonymous until I do find out who the original author is. And if I do find out who the original author is, I'll be sure to give him or her proper credits, as I could definitely say that that this is actually a pretty interesting story. So with that being the case, what did you guys think about? Oh yeah, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story is a 10 out of 10. Great story, really well made. It had a lot of believability. It's just really amazing, and there's definitely lots of time and effort into the story, so that's definitely another reason why I like this story, is because it's really good and really well made. Really like it. I do like how the story went out. It's got a lot of believability in it, which is a very good positive. And I could definitely say this is actually a pretty well made story. So I could definitely say right now that it was actually pretty good. So, with that being the case, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what would you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here and I'll be catching you all in the next video. So peace out everyone. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out.